Oh man, I can't even do that note. Alright, welcome back. My bad. Oh yeah, pockets up. Alright. Alright, we lost that last one. That's why I took a bit. But I misplayed at the last minute. So that's on me. I got greedy. I chose to evolve Sylveon when I really needed Flareon. Alright, that's fine. We're still learning this deck, so... Yeah, Malice. Yeah. Leafeon's not terrible. Well, I need... This relies on EX. Because I don't have a grass energy. And I'm going first. No. Buh. Not cheering for anyone, both are frauds? What's wrong? What's wrong with I mean, he does have Oh, that's huge. Yeah, Eevee. Yeah. Can I one-shot? I don't think so. Kind of awkward because I think I have to decide what Rocky Helmet. And he didn't seem to open very well himself. Can you show your EVs after this game? They're already here. They're all here. I have to be very... Do I survive? I don't survive the one shot next turn. Actually, no, it's Rocky Helmet. Frick. I think either way, I have to. Yeah, it's an Eevee deck. Of course, it has Eevee. Weeby. I don't know if I want to evolve this. Okay, I mean, his ramp is gonna be... I mean, I'll go ahead and take this, Dun, dun, da, da, da. Yeah, okay. His ramp is so shot now. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you can put different Pokemon in a deck. But, you know, it's just like in Yu-Gi-Oh! You'd want them to have synergy. Okay, I can 2K. Okay, this might be winnable. I just happen. I would prefer. Well, Okay, that Giratina's not doing anything, I think. It's obnoxious that I have to deal with. The ping is just obnoxious. I don't know why. There's just something about it hitting you for 20 that makes me see. Not really. It doesn't actually make me see. It's just like... I guess it just slows down the game. It's really nothing, nothing scientific. I'm just like... I agree. My friend Eevee, allowing me to reveal 3 EVs from my deck and having my opponent randomly choose 1, 2. True. I think he thinks that I'm just gonna attack with Solar Beam non-stop. Flareon. That's huge. Wait, that's huge. Right? I was gonna... It's still 2-hit KO either way. Oh wait, I can't do that. That's not how it works. Okay, okay. This is still good. This is still good. Da, 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 da. We have the Leafeon to attack red. Okay, I see why you have this deck has red. 130. Okay, if he tries to switch this guy out, and then we still one shot because of red plus EV bag. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I wonder. Okay, I kind of wonder about Cyrus in this deck. I was told, and by told I mean I just watched the video. Said you don't really need it, and like he even cited the one situation where I want to play. What? Yeah, when he switched. Okay. Da, 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 da. Like the situation is if he switches out, and because I only did like 70 damage, and I want to like one shot, bro. But I don't think it matters at this point. We have all the. We have the Flareon. Hey Surfo, how's it going? Finally, my first win! We finally won one. Red. Alright. This deck does not seem easy to play. This isn't like Buzzwole, which like Masterba or nothing. I think I'm gonna go insane because of Malice. That's a lot of people. Understandable. It's like a cool deck, but then everyone's on it too, so you have to deal with that. I don't know. People have said the mirror is really engaging. I'm not a huge fan because of for a bunch of reasons, but I break myself so many times. Yeah, the deck bricks too. That's another thing. Yeah, the deck actually bricks, which is also you're not the only one. You're not the only one, at least. But yeah, it's a. But the Lancian Hunters making me play Lab. Yeah, that's another reason. The Lancian Hunters. We have a Lancia emo. Oh, I have Mars. Oh, please. I have Lancea in my deck. You do? I was trying not to play Lancea for the longest time, but it's funny because a pro player was like, I will refuse to play Lancea at the beginning of the format. Maybe he still holds his opinion. Opinions change. I'm not holding him to being correct at every moment, you know? But his reasoning was basically like, it's not good enough to be in his deck list because it's bad into other matchups. Which is fair. Actually, you know, which makes sense to me. But I don't know. I don't know if it's gonna hold up late as more people, you know, as time goes on. I don't know if it's gonna hold up. Yeah, I mean, it happens. Like I said, like people don't have to. I don't hold people to these opinions too strong. Gideon Pack aren't playing it. That's because they are testing, not aiming first in rank. That's fair. That's fair. I mean, Pack can play Memento anytime he wants, so. So he switched out. But do I want the ramp from Leafeon? I think I want the ramp from Leafeon. Dude, his hand is not very good. I just realized he needs to have literally rare candy plus Charizard. And as soon as I say that, he's going to have it. He's going to have freaking. He's gonna have it. Oh my god. Why'd I open my big ass mouth? Should I go for the bite? Actually? Draw. Maybe I retreat? Maybe it doesn't matter. Yeah, maybe it doesn't matter. I think I just pass. Charlie only runs Sylveon as the only evolution? Yes. Which is actually, you know what? Now that you mention it, if he top decks Sylveon, he might actually get back into the game. But even in this situation, I don't think I do anything. Oh, you know what I should have done? I know what I should have done. Evolve into Leafeon. Attach. Yeah, I messed up. Oh, yeah, never mind. It doesn't matter. We didn't get punished. I think we could have Leafeoned. So earlier in the turn, we could have gone evolve Leafeon in the EX zone, evolve Leafeon in under here. We attach the grass energy here. We attach our free energy that we get at each turn, switch out, and then deal 90 to KO this Eevee. That was a misplay. I think, regardless, I'm not gonna. Yeah, that was a misplay. Fuck. This deck is not easy to play. I genuinely think so. I genuinely think this deck is not easy to play. All right, I don't think I'm gonna evolve yet. Yeah, I think that turn delay mattered. I don't. Now that he drew 2 cards, he can get to Sylveon. Pokeball? Okay, it's just Pokeball. No Cyrus, so I don't know. Eevee bag. Eevee bag. I think I'll just evolve now. I don't think it's a big deal at this point. I think like I don't even have that many options. If he evolves into Charizard, I think I should be okay. He doesn't get to attack. But, oh yeah, Blarg, what got you into... Was it really Malice that like got you to pick up Master Duel again? Oh, poor guy. We hand looped him with Mars and he just couldn't do anything. You like the pretty girls? Alright. Let's go. Valid. Okay, we're so back. You're blazing Alvaz? Oh, like the structure deck? How was that? If that is you're talking about, how was that? It was okay? Nice. Did you like any of the cards in particular? Like art-wise, effect-wise? Orm. I'm going second, right? I guess we could start with the Eevee. I hated the way I got right. You're gonna do it. That's a mood for sure. Fighting energy. Is this Sylveon Rampardo? Oh my. Sylveon Valley Rampardos? I thought it was either or. Maybe I have a lot to learn about this game. Sylveon is the new. That's what I thought. Like, I don't know how you have room for Gladions, because like Sylveon and Silvally. Sylveon's a 4-card package. Gladion plus Silvally and Type Null is 6 cards. Yeah, they have both. What am I looking at? All right. Yeah, I'm just like, what the heck? Maybe I should have gone for the draw one. I don't think being aggressive here matters, because if I'm gonna evolve into this deals 60, I mean 70. Where are your Sylveon? I only run 1 copy. Oh no, that is it, bro. That is a crazy hand, bro. That's this is diabolical. Oh my. I forgot how much damage Rampardos does. Is it 130? Actually, no. 130? Oh, okay. I mean, you can draw into red. It's not like... if we draw into Sylveon, that'd be nice. Okay, we got another Eevee. That's an annoying breakpoint, because Flareon also... well, I guess you just KO it back. There's no way. No, don't do it. Don't do it. You don't... well, he can't attack. He doesn't have initiative because he's 1 energy behind. But he can always retreat. Yeah, he can retreat. If I had Cyrus, it would have been an easy game. X speed. Oh shit, that's bad. Oh, that's not the big deal. Sylveon EX. Dude, I don't think he probably plays like 1 copy of Cyrus or something. Oh, I see why he did that. I'm a turn behind in terms of ramping up. Ah, okay. That's not good. Malice! Thank you, Tasaku. Thank you, Tasaku, for showing me. Okay, we can sub arena, actually. Sub arena's huge. Then that means we can stay on the Leafeon. Yeah, we get rid of a Skull Fossil. Yeah, Sabrina saved us. Actually, we should have put Giant Cape. We should have put Giant Cape. But actually, we can put Giant Cape on the Flareon. Or Candy. Okay, maybe that Sabrina didn't do anything. I may, yeah, you can just Brave Buddies. We need Eevee bag. We can draw into it. That's fine, actually. We can draw into Eevee bag. I think this is... He needs red as well. Alright. Okay, we got Eevee bag. Alright, cool. Getting pummeled before I can do anything in ranked. Epic Yu-Gi-Oh moment. I think it's a little bit worse this format too. But is it just Malice or is it other decks? Wait. Oh, you have 150. Okay, cool. Other decks too? Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. We have the Eevee bag in case he has Sabrina. Actually, if he has Sabrina, I just switch in Sylveon. Wait, this isn't... Uh-oh. Orm. Iono. Wait. This is bad for me. 140. I need a double Eevee bag. I needed to hold it to revenge kill the Rampardos. Using it last turn was unnecessary. Oh no. Oh no, bro. Oh no, we misplayed. It was whole double Eevee bag. Because we can't red on this guy. Oh no. Okay, it was just healed. He can win with type null as well if he hits heads. He might actually go for that and then we like... Okay. He goes for a tie. But I think he should go for the type null. You had two people scoop in a row? Yeah. Did you normal summon a Malice monster? Or Choreo? Are you fucking kidding me? No! Wait. There's no way. He knows he can wall me. I've gone through all my... Not even? What the? Alright, it's a tie. He won the game, actually. He won the game if he didn't do that. I already did... The other guy surrendered after I drew? Yeah, that's weird. There's some people, who don't want to intentionally like lose games so they don't rank up, but in gold that doesn't make sense to me because I think in gold there's no chance of deranking. in gold. Royal Decoder? I know. I think he has a Royal March hair? That's crazy. That's messed up. Yeah, you don't do your rank? Okay. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, I don't know. There are people who do quit on purpose, though. But yeah, you're probably not... Maybe that's in Platinum. His motion needs to be studied? Yeah. EB. Okay, we didn't play that last game particularly well. So... Glad Mouse came out. It means I can play my Royal Firewall and access code. Yeah, I only have one Royal Firewall on my my alt account. I think we want to draw into more EVs. EB. We'll do Mars later. That other guy had Giovanni. So if I had... Oh my god. We only run one non-basic. Like... We don't have an Eevee that does damage. So I have to dig for that, which is annoying. What's with the Oricorios? I guess it counters this deck. I do have an Eeveel Bird deck. I'm just gonna Mars. Give you the fire energy. Yeah, I think this is the order I want to do. Purge arrived, true. I need a couple more EVs. Alright, the build... I don't have Silvally in this build. In the... It's like Arceus, Zero Aura, Oricorio, and Tapu Koko. Alright, this Flareon. I'm not very happy to see you, unfortunately. Yes, we got it! How did we get that? Oh my god, we got that! Okay. We're in business. We're in business. I just have to hope this... Arceus? Yeah, Arceus. Because the deck plays Electrical Cord, and I think it's your closer. So you bench it, and you just donate energy for free, basically. And yeah. Oh, I messed up. I just let Silvally walk all over me for free. I messed up. I should have put a giant cape here. Yeah, Silvally gets to swoop in. Yeah, it's just one copy of Arceus, though. Okay. There we go. Ah! I distracted Steamer? No, you didn't. You're good. That's bad because now my I think that turns off my Leafeon. I really banked on this. Yeah, that pretty much my planning for this turn is gone. Because now I don't have a way to donate a grass energy. Shit. Alright. Here, I'll show you the deck, actually. That actually, like, set me back, like, 3 turns. After I got lucky and top decked that Leafeon. That's fine. D-ranking's fine. Here, I'll show you the list. It was from another, like, Pokemon content creator. Here. Apparently, it's like an anti-meta deck. Eeveel Bird. Yeah, 0 Aura, Tapu Koko, and then 1 Arceus. So you have electrical cords. I like this because it has, like, actual trainers. So, like, maybe I'm used to Jira Darktina. It feels really nice. This Eevee deck is really hard to play. I should have. And now that I'm like running into Oricorios, I might have to. I'm okay. I don't know. I'm considering switching. You have the full art Giovanni? Yeah. It was one of my first full arts. Okay, water. Okay, I've never faced this. Hopefully we can handle this, even if we went first. Okay, we'll put down the Eevee. Eevee. You know what I miss? Not really, though, because it was fucking annoying with Misty. I don't miss Misty at all. I was thinking of Palkia. Sing la la la. Okay, we'll burn one on a Sylveon. Misty never worked for me. I actually think it's like, if there's a deck that can play without Misty, I'm in. Like a water deck that can play without Misty. I don't like relying on that card. Because the fail chance is like... We just have to design around Misty? I mean, they've been designing around it just fine. I feel like we've got some strong waters. I think Primarina EX is a very good example of like a water card that like... What's it called? I think when it becomes like something like Palkia EX with that one like sweeping move that is like high energy, that's like... how come your mom let you caught Rodrigo twice? Uh-oh. I get 2 ramps here. I think I should have Leafeon EX and attached. I think I should have attached. Actually, no. If he tries to sing another time, then we're in a good position. La la la. This is bad. This is bad. No. No, this thing is dealing 200 damage a turn. No. I lied. Honestly, I should have thought about it. I should have thought about evolving. Yeah, 07. Again, this is like my mistake. I shouldn't have gone for the attack. It's like it doesn't do anything in this situation. Oh my god. I don't even know what to do. I can't even attack. Okay, that was a pivotal decision where I that was a skill issue. Oh my god. I should have anticipated the Primarina summon. Alright, you got me. You got me. I think that was a winnable game that I threw. Oh, cursed rare candy. But yeah, I think Primarina is really good. Leafeon. Oh my god. We should be wait, he's playing the older Teeny. Going second with Leafeon does suck though. Do I go Leafeon? No, I think I want to draw a card. Guess ramp and then ramp another Leafeon. Huh. No, I think I want to dig. Next turn we can summon Leafeon and then that's a good hit. Team Rocket Grunt. Yay! Okay, okay. We didn't get goobed by Team Rocket Grunt. This is bad for him. I think we just win. No, we're just wasting his time. DMing? I have to practice with the deck. I have to practice. What BM? Practice? I know. Okay. Alright, the wins will start coming once I get better with this deck. But it's cute. Oricorio makes me want to explode though. Okay, we're going first. We'll get Litten. Litten. Pokeball. Research. I like to see that. The ramp is so weird going first. I think I have to evolve so I don't just die. Researcher. Yeah, I have to evolve. That's so annoying. Not a crown EV bag, true. Actually, I don't. I just have. I mean, if he has Giovanni, I guess I'll explode. I guess I could give up an Eevee. Because I'm still behind a turn. You know what? This might be bad. I'm just realizing. I just opened up myself up to Cyrus for no reason. So I have to use the EV bag on this next turn. Pokebecoms. So his next card and the remaining card in hand has to be. Okay, Torracat. Bruh. I didn't have to watch Good Games tonight. I saw every single frame on YouTube. That's literally how most people watch it, bro. I noticed like there's a whole generation of people who just who watch The Boys with like it's just funny to me. There's no
Who's your favorite Laker?
Yeah, of course I'll draw. That's why you usually watching shows? Yeah. Understandable. It's official, I hate Beansmith. Stupid, sexy Beansmith. Oh my god. Understandable. Oh, it's a double knockout, I realized. Alright, praying he doesn't have... No, it's not a double knockout. Okay, at least we killed this thing. Warhol manga review. I'm gold too. Congrats! All my feed is manga reviews. What manga reviews are you? Is it like romance manga, like JJK / Kagurabachi Sphere, Power Scalers? Please don't rare candy me. All right. That dude, Mars fucked him up. That's at least one game decided by Mars. At least 2 games were decided by Mars in that moment. Isekai stuff? Okay, okay. Okay. I'll play one more game. I think I'm gonna make myself something to eat because that's something I need. I forgot to do. Your player on autoplay gets you. Dude, I would get like weird music videos. Okay, the only reason why they're weird is because they're in a different language, but they're not one I understand. Okay, my bad. I did not mean to imply. Did I watch half of Parasite on YouTube shorts? I think for a small moment, I had not to be a hero. The one with that one gif with Scott Man. I forgot, like the comic, the one that's basically Libromancers, where they have a comic book and then like they can summon like a comic book character. What's that called? It's something Heroes. Super Scott. Yes, I had Super Scott edits. I had Super Scott edits for the longest time. Oh my god. Yeah. I think as soon as you put me on Super Scott, I started getting Super Scott. Like, I could not escape it. Super Scott. They made some crazy edits, I'm not gonna lie. That was a good time. I mean, he's obviously gonna go chump block with Celesteela. I don't have Cyrus to take advantage of these bites. Oh. Orm. He was goated, yeah. Orm Naganadale. Wait, we just KO with Leafeon. That's fine, because we went second. Leafeon going second is really good. I really appreciate that. And the best part? The best part? He only has one energy for Lusamine. One energy for Lusamine. W adds. Oh my god. Alright. I don't think I'm going to... Are you running on 2 energy? No, it's just fire. Because you already have Leafeon to generate grass energy for you. And you just accept that Sylveon is just Pot of Greed. Like, it's not doing anything else. So it's never going to attack. Yeah, it's just fire. Because Flareon's your main attacker. Yeah, you can lose to me now, but... He needs to hit 3 heads, basically. Poison Barb. Yeah, his ramp is fucked. Alright. If he hits 3 heads, I will crash out. Thank God. What's annoying is he can switch out. Actually, no, this has 4. No, yeah, you can switch out with Celesteela and try again. So I don't like that. Baby, you came for. Your pack stamina. Oh god, you guys want to see a pack opening? I think I want to evolve into Flareon. Hell yeah, packs. It's just 1 pack. Don't worry. Well, yeah. Forest Breath. Okay, now he has to hit 4 heads. All right. All right, he needs Giovanni or something. If he attacks, he's probably gonna switch out. Like, this guy's a coward. Oh! Oh, he's switching out. What a coward. Maybe. I think we switch out. First, Forest Breath. Retreat. Yeah. Summon you. We Flareon. $120 damage. Fire spin. Combust. Oh my god. You're cooked. I think we're fine. If he goes, he's gonna probably go for the kill with the Guzzlord. So he's probably gonna go for the attack because I didn't heal. Oh, I could have put. Yeah, no. Yeah. We just one shot with the Leafeon. He's tempted. He's so tempted to do it. He's so tempted. I think his best bet is Grindcore, but no, he still gets revenge killed. We have Sabrina to put this game on lock, basically. But, well, Sabrina was. Oh, okay. So he just used his Cyrus there. That's fine. Oh yeah, it's checkmate. Yeah, because if he switched in Guzzlord, we just activate Sabrina, and he's forced to switch in one of these two. Alright, Combust. Yeah, this is it. That's all I need to do. Alright. That came out. All right, we're on a streak. I'm gonna make myself something to eat. Wait. Let's open that pack, actually. Let's open that pack before I head out. I mean, before I... Eevee Grove. What we plan on eating? I think some tuna is in the fridge. We have some mashed potatoes as well. We also... I love making ramen, but maybe we have enough. I could put something in the air fryer, like some tilapia. Man. Yo! Okay, never mind. Pyran Alley. We're having a feast? Yeah, I'll see what's in the fridge. It'll probably be tuna and crackers or something. Okay, we're not missing too much, actually. We're missing freaking Greedent. I don't know who this is. Oh, it might be Espeon. Glaceon. Is this Leafeon? Yeah, I think this is Leafeon. So we're missing... Is there a reason to keep pulling for those? I feel like I could just ask somebody to trade with me for those. Yeah, thank you for the follow, Pyran Alley. You know, 1-star emblem Umbreon to get the emblem. What's the emblem? You have to get all the Eevees 1-star? Let me see which ones I have. I do have a 1-star Umbreon. Yeah, maybe this could have your name on it if you need it. Yeah, this could probably have your name on it. Embryon. Wait, let me see something. We might have to cook up a deal soon. Yeah, we're gonna have to go. Blorp. Hey, Suffering, how's it going? Today we're just playing Pokemon. I have my fill. I had my fill of Malice. So it'd be nice, and I've always wanted to play Pocket ever since I got and I just got like finished the deck. So I'm like, okay, might as well use it. I'm getting presented a wonderful opportunity to play some Eevees. Yeah, we might have to cook up the deal. Yeah, all right, we'll cook up a deal. Don't worry. I got you. All right, we have Sylveon. This Sylveon's actually pretty good. I kind of want to play it. But I mean, it's the same issue with like Oricorio. Like if I replace it with my one Leafeon for the Oricorio, I still need to draw into it. So I'm. Orm. Let's see Wonder Pick while I get something. So we have a Greedent. We can go for that. Another Greedent. I think all I really am looking for is another Sylveon. Maybe that's the reason to keep pulling from that pack. I kind of want to hop off. Oh, I don't have this. Yeah, I don't have another Sylveon EX. Maybe we can go for this one. Two 3-stars I don't need. I'm sorry, 2 3-stars. Sorry, 1 3 diamond that I don't have to pull, is what I meant. Nice! That's actually big. 3 diamonds are so annoying to pull. Is this a Pikmin remix? It's the OP from Dadadan. I'm not familiar with the Pikmin theme song besides the Blink 182 Pikmin. Yeah, it's the Dadadan theme song. Yeah, snipped. You know what? I kind of want to queue up that stupid Pikmin Blink 182 song. Hold on. Blink 182 Pikmin. Oh my god. I think this is it. I swear I heard a Pikmin. Oh, it might have been a sound effect from the game. It might have been that. Like this? Did that sound like a Pikmin to you? It could have been that. It could have been that. No? Okay, never mind. I still have to do this mission. No! My goat. Alright, what do we have here? Kariba. You awake, please? Isn't it pretty late for you? Or I guess early. Welcome, please. Da, 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 da. Alright, so while I eat, Kariba. I do have the React Andy channel where I watch some content slop. Da 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 It's like 6 a.m. How are the games going? They're going all right. Rough start, but I was learning the deck. I think I'm getting a little bit better. But yeah, it's been fine. Hopefully it gets easier. If I run into Oricorio, it's gonna be a problem. All right. We have very interesting queued up.
This is my video.
Soda TCG, solving Yu-Gi-Oh's new player problem. All right. I have a feeling I'm gonna keep my thoughts to myself later. People have a lot of strong opinions around this. It's kind of I think sometimes people can't decide whether they want to get people into competitive play or just to play the game at all. I'm not really concerned about getting people into competitive myself, but I'll keep my thoughts to myself. I wonder what I'm just gonna make my food and I'll be back. Pocket gone. I have to eat, unfortunately. It is a biological function I must satisfy. So I'll make something. We'll go back to Pocket later.
Yu-Gi-Oh definitely has a new player problem, and if you're not aware of the problem, I would highly recommend watching Raren's video where he goes through and tries to learn.
Oh my god, this fucking video. Bruh, this fucking video. Oh my god. Alright. I'll keep my thoughts to myself for now. I'm just gonna make food.
Yu-Gi himself as a Hearthstone player. If you don't want to watch the whole video though, you can watch MBT's review video of Raren's video, which does a pretty good job illustrating the points he makes about the new player problems in Yu-Gi-Oh! The brief summary of the video is that Yu-Gi-Oh! Is extremely hard to learn as a new player unless you have already been introduced to the game by somebody else who is already familiar with the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! This, however, especially nowadays, is not good enough for you to learn a game from somebody who already knows it, because that already works for every other game that you could already have somebody else teach you. There are lots of other ways you can teach a player the game without having someone else to explain it, solved by many other card games. Magic, for example, has a very gradual learning curve that helps introduce a player to higher and higher levels of play slowly over their time playing the game. Where most players start playing Magic is on the kitchen table, maybe with a parent, maybe with a friend, maybe with a sibling. You're going to start playing Magic because you think it's cool to play and you want to try it out. Magic cards almost all work for this kitchen table level of play, but it's definitely noteworthy that Magic prints cards for Timmies or players who want some big splashy cool effect that may not be very competitively viable. The natural progression from playing on kitchen table is playing Commander. This way you can fit more people in playing at the same time, as it's a multiplayer format and it's still relatively casual but has a more focus on bigger effects or longer lasting games, giving you more access to the game than you would if you were just playing for the first time. Commander does an alright job not only establishing the large collection of cards that you are allowed to play within the game of Magic the Gathering, but also can help introduce you to new people, as by being a multiplayer format, you will encounter lots more players if you're playing Commander at something like the local game store. It's also noteworthy to mention that the price amount that you put into the game increases over time as you play the game more and more. Kitchen table, you just play with any cards you happen to pick up. Commander, they have pre-constructed Commander decks that you can build, but almost any card is playable in the Commander format. This proceeds to Limited, which is a form where you have to bring literally nothing, but you do have to pay an upfront cost to play in a limited event. A limited event allows players to play with many cards that would not normally see playing in constructed formats, as they are a lot weaker, but it also gives you an understanding of what the new cards coming out from Wizards of the Coast are at that moment. Limited is also noteworthy for the Magic the Gathering pre-releases, which happen before a set is released, allowing players to get access to the new cards a little bit before they would otherwise play it online or in person in standard tournament events. And finally, the big boy is the constructed formats Standard, Modern, or Legacy. When these formats are played, these are for the more dedicated players to play, even though you can play them on a more casual level. Generally, if you're playing these formats, you can play in more constructed style events and tournaments that require a little bit more of a buy-in terms of cards than the previous ones. Progressing up this ladder is the only way to learn Magic, of course. However, by going in this sort of fashion, you have an easy way for players to slowly engage more and more with the community of Magic the Gathering and learn more and more about the cards that were printed and the cards that are going to see print in the future. It's also important to note that all of these are different valid stopping points if you really like to. If you don't ever want to play more than Commander, it is totally fine to continue engaging with Magic, only playing Commander, only playing Kitchen Table, only playing Limited. All of these being valid means that all your players have little communities that they can take a part of, but also progress from one to another as they please. But let's say you're not satisfied with having all these different little communities. You don't want to cut your player base amongst many different groups and would rather keep everyone centralized in one main card. It's worth looking at Pokemon's approach, as Pokemon only has the one main format that every player plays as the standard format. One of the ways they keep it very accessible to new players is by printing very simple but powerful cards. Cards like Professor's Research and Super Rod are both very strong but have very basic abilities. Having cards like this that seem really simple on the surface, discarding your hand to draw 7 cards, or shuffling 3 Pokemon or basic energy into your deck from your discard pile, they seem super basic and easy for new players to use, however they show a lot of hidden depth when played at high levels. This level of easy to play and hard to master is really important when making your game very elegant and making it easy for new players to get into your game thinking it's relatively simple, but then only revealing the depth underneath once you play with the card a lot and realize that you can't play Professor's Research, discarding a key piece card from your hand, or need to save your Super Rod for when your Pokemon is knocked out to get a new chance at playing that Pokemon again. Only in Pokemon would you have a card like Lysandre's Trump card end up being banned, which seems like a totally rudimentary card shuffling your discard pile into your deck, including your opponent making it symmetrical. Doesn't seem like a broken effect, but this card actually got banned in Pokemon due to its power level. By making your simple cards also overlap with your powerful cards, it leaves you a lot of room to introduce complexity into your game without overloading your players, especially your new players, with huge mechanics and lots of keywords. This helps Pokemon focus in on different Pokemon that may or may not be powerful enough. Pikachu in the games is completely horrible and sees basically no play. However, you can make a Pikachu that does tons of things in the card game because they have a ton of flexibility in terms of what mechanics they can put onto a Pikachu. But what if you want that complexity, that layer of depth underneath the cards that don't look simple and are complicated but can be used in really interesting ways? What if you like the fast games in Yu-Gi-Oh! Want something that goes at a high pace, and you also like that interactive gameplay, the immediately getting to use something against your opponent from the very first turn of the game? My recommendation to you would just be playing the Edison format. The Edison format features a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh!'s best elements without overloading the new player experience. It uses a lot of the basics from Yu-Gi-Oh! And doesn't overload the play.
Is that true? Like, it's simpler Yu-Gi-Oh! And I know, Steamo introduced Raran, who was like that Hearthstone player who first tried Pokemon, and he made, into Yu-Gi-Oh! But you still have to, like, it's simpler, but there's still a lot of decks you have to deal with, you know? It's like a different type of complexity, I guess. But I guess the card effects that you're dealing with are a lot simpler. I mean, I'm not saying it's not bad. It's not a good idea to introduce someone. Honestly, I think it's a bad idea to introduce someone new to modern Yu-Gi-Oh! Like, if you stick with modern Yu-Gi-Oh! After being first introduced to that, you're like insane at the game, like unironically. Like insane in a good way. Like you it's like a lot of front loading. But I don't know if I think we're gassing up Edison, you know. There's a lot of different formats you can try out. I don't know. I'll say my thoughts after. But yeah, it's been 1 year since Raran did his video. That's it. Honestly, between ban lists, I'm like, between TCG rants, I'm like, holy shit, time flies. It's almost Worlds too. Pretty soon we're gonna have to support our Oshi, or I mean, I'm gonna support Ray. You can support whoever you want.
Or with the amount that they need to learn. Blackwing Bow with a Spear is a card that special summons, however there aren't that many cards that special summon in Edison, so it isn't overwhelming when you present a new player with the card that special summons itself. It still features lots of staples from the anime, keeping it relevant, like cards like Mirror Force. It still features Synchro Summoning, with cards like Goyo Guardian dominating the format and being super powerful boss monsters that you can summon. It even features hand traps, which I genuinely dislike, but cards like DD Crow having a small enough effect that it's easy to understand when you want to use it against your opponent make it a great card to play. Edison format still feels powerful. It still feels like you're making impactful plays from the very first turn of the game. It still feels like you have powerful monsters you can special summon out, and still has the hand traps that Yu-Gi-Oh! Is known for. However, it doesn't overwhelm new players by having a lot of cards with tons of words on them, a lot of deck searching, and a lot of mechanics that can overwhelm new players. This way, Edison becomes a format that is great for new players to get into and can still be entertaining for veteran players alike. But so far, I've only talked about other ways that the games have fixed this, so let's actually get around to fixing Yu-Gi-Oh! Itself in its current state. In my mind, Yu-Gi-Oh! Has two main issues which are easily solved by Konami and would massively improve the new player experience if they were solved. And the first of these are the massive branching one-card combos, present on cards like Snake Eye Ash, which can easily get you into a massive end board from a single card. Having generic search monsters like Snake Eye Ash get any level 1 fire monster from your entire deck and put it into your hand give your decks massive flexibility, as any level 1 fire monster in the entire game could go into your opponent's hand when they play down Snake Eye Ash, giving your opponent a huge amount of cards that they have to think about you possibly getting when you play it. This isn't even to mention a card like Smaller, which can get you from one card to any other card in the entire game if you have the right card to bridge between the two. But in my opinion, the main problem with these kind of cards isn't the fact that they're really powerful, even if they are. It's the massive wall of text present not only on them, but on the cards they search.
That's actually true. Massive text walls. Like, you generate a string of text, basically. Like, yeah, you don't have to read just Ash. You have to read Poplar. Also anticipate Poplar, too, which you can't do unless it happens. Poplar, Flamberge, Promethean Princess. Did you know Promethean Princess has a grave effect? Oh, my bad. Guess you get hit by it. Like this whole like linking, chaining together a bunch of different cards. Like you have to read all those. Which MF Blazing Toss? I don't know. I'm just, I don't Toss sucks. I don't know. I'm not a. Hello, search mark guys. I'm not trying to glaze Toss, all right?
A really simple card that could be present in any game, only getting a level 4 or a Pyro Monster from your deck to your hand. But because of the way that Yu-Gi-Oh works, the Pyro Monsters
will be activating
often
Mystic
have a
Mind.
massive
Let's
text
go.
painted on themselves, and may not even be played out after you search them, meaning that you have to not only remember what the card your opponent searched for did, but then also be ready for them to play down that card, which probably searches another card from their deck or special summon something from the graveyard that you now have to re-remember what it does. It's pretty clear in my mind that at some point Konami switched from having a game that was about inconsistency yet powerful effects to having a game with a ton of consistency but having a massive amount of complexity tacked onto it after the fact.
Mystic Mind.
Because almost every deck in the game is built around cards which search their deck for other key elements of their own archetype, it is extremely hard for a new player that doesn't specifically know what that archetype does or is revolving around to know not only what the opponent is doing, but what they should even begin to do in response, making new players extremely confused and very likely to go and find a deck which only does one thing no matter what the opponent does, which really diminishes the amount of gameplay they will actually see from Yu-Gi-Oh! And whilst I talk about the micro issue that's going on with Yu-Gi-Oh!, I haven't gotten into the macro issue, which I believe is the second big problem that could easily be solved by Konami. And that's that there's no simple on-ramp to actually get you into the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! Outside of somebody showing you, which, as I said before, is a way that works for literally every game on the planet, so it shouldn't really be the default for Yu-Gi-Oh! There is no easy way to...
I'm very interested in what he has to say about this, because Konami has tried that, but we all criticized it. There's also a battle pack too. The draft, those draft packs, those are really good. I really like playing those with new people. I think Battle Pack 2, I think, was the one I didn't really like Battle Pack 3 too much because it was like you had to assign a rule that every monster is every type. Maybe that's more simple for everyone, but then you have to know every single type in the game. It's like knowing all the Pokemon types, you know, without having to look them up. Not a lot of people actually memorize all the Pokemon type matchups in Pokemon. I think in my school it was really common for my opponents to like Google is grass weak to fire basically. So that's not common knowledge. Anyway, that's just me on a tangent criticizing Battle Pack 3. Battle Pack 2 has a lot of old cards and really simple cards. I'm interested if he brings that up. I don't understand Pokemon at all. Ice Rizzler. But yeah, there've been attempts. There's been Speed Duel too, and I don't know if people took that much interest in that. You know, I think Speed Duel was intended to be like the simple on-ramp. It's easier than Yu-Gi-Oh! Yeah, it's simpler. I would say it's simpler. It's easier to grasp. I would say it's simpler to grasp. Easier. It's different. It's a little bit more different than Yu-Gi-Oh! I think it's simpler, not necessarily easy. But yeah,
into a game like Master Duel. They have the tutorial in Master Duel, which does show you the basics, what normal summoning is, what a spell card does, how a trap card works, how to synchro summon, how to XYZ summon, etc. But even with the astounding number of tutorials in Master Duel,
I think the problem with this, it's modern Yu-Gi-Oh! I don't think there's any tutorial that's going to get you into modern Yu-Gi-Oh! Unfortunately. I think you have to have like a classic mode or something to start out with. So you don't feel compelled to play ranked and have to deal with the information overload of fucking... Hey, Julio.
Still really just goes over the basics of how to play Yu-Gi-Oh! On the fundamental level. It also tries to introduce the archetypes to players, having these archetype spotlights that they can play through to get an idea of what every archetype in Yu-Gi-Oh! Does, but there's over 500 different archetypes present in Yu-Gi-Oh! And it would be completely unreasonable to expect a player to be able to know all of them. And because in Master Duel there's no real signification for what different archetypes are good or bad or see a ton of play or are very difficult, there's basically no way for a player to have any idea what they should play.
I think that's by design.
Meaning they're probably just gonna.
I think that's by design. Like straight up, the tutorial makes you play Element Saber, and then literally shows up with here you unlock the secret pack. Why don't you pull from these? I think that's just supposed to be like gotcha. That's like the insidious gotcha. Here, use your resources for this. I don't think they intend to fix that.
I don't think they want you to. I don't think they want these frugal free to play players. Unfortunately. So I think what he illustrates is true, but I don't. I think there's a reason why. I think there's a reason why it's not here in the first place.
At random, whether or not the deck is good for new players or even something fun that they would want to play at all, or simply is completely unplayable in the meta at the time, they'll have absolutely no idea what they're doing, and there's basically no ropes to hold the player from falling off of Yu-Gi-Oh! Altogether. So let's address them. First is issue 1. I think Konami has already somewhat solved the issue about the massive amounts of searching and the huge text walls in Yu-Gi-Oh! By implementing different playable hand traps. No.
No. I don't agree with this at all. I only think this only makes sense if you're a high level player. I don't think giving your a new player hand trap, go hand trap this guy correctly, it makes the game more bearable as you stick with it because it gives you a chance going second. But it's literally but he says it's somewhat solved. Okay, but why are there Yu-Gi-Oh sounds in the background? Okay, I'll turn off the Yu-Gi-Oh sounds. Resolve Maxi. I think that might be like, yeah, Resolve Maxi. I don't agree. I mean, he's saying somewhat solved, so I don't think he's like saying. But you still have to engage with the game. You have to be like, you have to read every card. You have to be, oh, do I Nibiru here? Maybe, and then you probably get punished because you Nibiru other. You still have to learn how to do that, and that's really hard to do without someone telling you. Give a new person if they can't get rid of the token, it's Jover. That's true. That's true. The nib token presents a random ass challenge for. I don't agree with this. I think it's simpler. I think you just make it so those turn 1 combos, just don't have them in the first place. Oh my god, okay.
Definitely power down combo decks a large amount, massively limiting them on their ability to add cards to hand or to summon monsters to the field in a single turn, which makes it less likely opponents will be able to play against decks that do a massive summoning combo, especially if Droll and Nibiru become more prominent in the metagame. It's also prominent to note that they have also powered up hand traps over the years as they printed new hand traps, which definitely helps with powering down the combo decks of the metagame. Originally, we only had the card like effect.
Alright, the power up hand traps, if he brings up the Molcharmies, that's another debate. I'm not gonna get into the Molcharmy debate. Everyone fucking has opinion on the Molcharmies. But I can't imagine the gameplay is very engaging. You literally Molcharmy, your opponent sets up a board. No, I'm not gonna get into Molcharmies. This is a different discussion. I'm not getting into it.
Which only stops one effect monster, still a powerful effect nowadays. However, now we have cards like the Molcharmies, which come down and can draw you a large number of cards at a fair price. These cards help focus on the main thing that the first issue is centering around, which is that the games need to see
less new player shifter. Oh my god!
Having hand traps helps it so that way you can dilute your opponent's ability to play cards from their deck or cards from their hand in a single turn, making it much easier for you to focus on what you're trying to do rather than constantly thinking of what your opponent is. Having powerful hand traps not only makes it less likely for powerful decks that summon a lot or add a lot of cards from deck to hand to see tons of play in the metagame, meaning that new players will be less likely to run into them, but it also gives new players an easy way to understand the way to beat these decks. If you want to beat a deck that special summons a lot, put some Nibiru's in your deck. If you need to beat decks that add a lot of cards to hand, put in a Droll. I will say, however, this is a really tough thing for Konami to balance easily. Being able to prevent your opponent from doing a large monster combo when that's the whole focus of their deck can end up being really bad, especially when it is prominent enough that all the decks end up playing all of the hand traps, but also play all of the enablers, meaning that the game still hasn't been made actually any simpler. You've just added a lot of cards that are like maxi into your game, which completely make non-games happen. That being said, the addition of the Molcharmies definitely shows me that Yu-Gi-Oh! Is walking in this direction of making more powerful hand traps that will hopefully help slow down the game in a meaningful way. Now for the second issue, which also has already sort of worked and been done by Konami before. It's by using alternate apps like Duel Links or like Rush Duel to help players get into the game.
No, that's true. Yeah, Valor Imperm.
These games work a lot better as online.
Yeah, actually, that's true.
Itself, even though Master Duel is the main way to play Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah, Valor and Imperm are really hard for, or at least like to use them correctly. It's not easy. That happens a lot. Like Imperm Elder is not like it's not a joke. Like it is a joke in in higher play, but there's a reason why people Imperm Elder. I've had people imperm my Defensor, which has no on-field effect. Ash Blossom? Just fuck imperm.
These games both do something really smart by having a completely different metagame from Yu-Gi-Oh! Altogether. And they also feature a lot of similar cards present from Yu-Gi-Oh!'s anime and the Yu-Gi-Oh! Game itself. By doing this, these games can both straddle the line between being a main Yu-Gi-Oh element, but also being something different that is friendly to new players. That way you don't have to upset the entire ecosystem of Yu-Gi-Oh itself, but can still introduce new players to the game in a meaningful way. By still featuring a similar way of playing the game of Yu-Gi-Oh that players are familiar with.
This I actually am fine with. I don't know the reason why they made Rush Duel, I think, but potentially. For me, Rush Duel, I've watched a bit of Rush Duel. It's a little bit easier for me to grasp and like more entertaining to watch the duels in Rush Duel because they're a lot simpler. But I've said my opinion on Brains, which has like all the modern combos in one episode, and I'm like, bro, this is boring as fuck to watch. I don't give a shit. But you also have a YGO background. What does that have to do? What does that have to do? I'm not even. What does that have to do with my enjoyment of the anime? First of all, we don't even have Rush Duel and TCG. What's it called? But it is very popular in Japan. So I have no idea, like, with the demographic in Japan, whether it is appealing to new players. Duel Links actually has a lot of appeal. But we don't see these people because the appeal is basically LARPing as an anime character. But there's not very much overlap. Like at most we get to see the competitive Duel Links players, but even then they're just on the side. Simplicity and grasping? No, I'm not talking about that. I'm just talking about like my specific enjoyment of Rush Duel because it's actually simpler. Because I hate seeing the modern fucking combos. I don't like Brains, which is not even like an objective thing. It's just that's just me. Anyway, but Duel Links does have a lot of appeal. It's impressive. People still play, even though. Yo, Mikra, thank you for the raid. Ooh, had to stifle something. Let me shout you out. So I can't really speak for Rush Duel's impact because it's mainly in Japan, but some people have Reggie. Maybe. Hello, Arthur. Hello, Miku. Okay.
When they play back in the
Oops. All right.
schoolground days, it makes it easier for new players to get into the game as it looks.
Oh yeah, I do have
they're
big
used to.
UR.
However,
Yeah.
these games still implement higher combo enablers and new mechanics to make it a little more complex, so that way players will have something more to engage with in the main game of Yu-Gi-Oh! Seeing something like Yu-Gi-Oh! Legacy of the Duelist really gives me hope that there are people.
Legacy of the Duelist? Again, we don't really see these people, but there's a lot of people who engage with this. They don't necessarily convert into TCG players, but there's actually a decent amount of people who play this just slowly for like the LARPing. Like, this is actually really funny to me. I met one person who actually converted from Legacy of Duelist to like Master Duel because they were both like online sim. But I feel like he was pretty unique. But yeah, these people exist who just play but part of it is part of it is because they engage with the anime. Yeah.
Who still want to play Yu-Gi-Oh! Remember watching the anime of the kid and would love to get into the game if only there was some sort of bridge that would take them from a game like Legacy of the Duelist to the actual game of Master Duel. This is the ideal product in my mind to get a new player into the game. A different version of Yu-Gi-Oh! That is much more simplified and easy for players who are
I don't really get this though. Why does it have to connect to Master Duel? Why can't they just like be standalone? Maybe eventually they can bridge, but I don't understand. Like, I don't really think you like. I don't know how to describe it, but you don't have to interface with Yu-Gi-Oh! The way most of content creators on Twitch and YouTube do. Like, I don't think that should be your end goal, especially if you watch like a lot of competitive content. To me, that's not like the end goal. That's just a really specific niche of Yu-Gi-Oh! That I enjoy and expose myself to. But I think there's probably another me who would have been like, oh fuck yeah, Duel Links. I love queuing in my Aromage deck Let's go. No, that could have easily just happened to me, and I would have probably just been just as content. Um, whether it's the Duel Links, Rush Duel, or Legacy of Duelist. But whatever.
very fond of the old Yu-Gi-Oh anime to get into, but still have that bridge over to the real game or to Master Duel in some way. The one thing all of these titles are really missing out of, in my opinion, is some bridge to Master Duel or the real game altogether. Some way where it goes from playing the regular game of Duel Links to an easy crossover into playing the actual game of Yu-Gi-Oh in paper or playing the game on Master Duel. Having your collection carry over, having you get some sort of currency in Duel Links that carries over to you getting packs in the real world. These are some things that other card games do and would definitely make it way easier for you to get into the actual game of Yu-Gi-Oh than just if you were to play Legacy of the Duelist online and then be
What
like,
is this actual game of Yu-Gi-Oh bullshit? See, this is what I mean. The actual. Okay, I'm reading too much into that word choice, but I don't really like this. I do sense there's some like not elitism, but I think these are perfectly fine like adaptations of the game that you have to like you can interface with, you know. Like I don't when I play with friends like the battle pack stuff, I have like I don't be like, oh, now if you want to play more, play Yu-Gi-Oh Master Duel. Like I'm not like that's not my intent. My intent is just to hang out with people. And at the end of the day, this is just a game. You know, I'm the one choosing to spend like more than half of my waking hours to live and breathe this game. You know, but that doesn't necessarily mean is a choice for everyone else. Actually, just means eternal. But I don't like I prefer modern or something like that. I don't like. I'm reading too much into the actual probably, but. I think the modern game is more accurate to me, but I don't like the idea that like this should be the game that's meant to be played. You know, like this is the intended way to play Yu-Gi-Oh.
okay, that's enough. I'm done with Legacy of the Duelist and then not picking up Yu-Gi-Oh ever again. I think it's worth noting that doing these things won't solve everything for Yu-Gi-Oh! The new player experience is incredibly nuanced and takes a lot of work to put in to get new players into the game, and doing these things will not simply solve every new player problem. There's many other things that you could do to help the game that will help solve the new player issues other than the ones I've listed here. That being said, it's clear, at least in my mind, that Konami is trying to take steps in the right direction to make the new player experience better. For example, taking cards like Maxi, which are present in Master Duel, and replacing them with the Molcharmies, which are pretty clearly styled after a card like Maxi but more balanced, really show that Konami has in mind what they want to do with hand traps without overpowering the game altogether. It may seem like Konami oftentimes has it out for the game as it's been around so long and still has this new player experience, and even when they do blunder by ruining the Time Wizard rules for some reason.
Oh my god, okay, I'm skipping this part. Edison Glazer.
Go out and make your voice heard. Maybe down in the comments down below this video, you can let me know how you'd help Yu-Gi-Oh's new player experience and make it better for new people coming into the game. Remember to
We
like and subscribe
off
if you
the
want to see
Edison
more
drama,
content.
all right? We off the Edison drama. Okay. I mean, he was just. This is whatever. How did I know? How did I know? Man. Okay, I'll watch one more. I'll watch one more from this guy. I'll just watch one more. Oh my god. Now that I have that in mind, I'm just like, okay. Hit him with the yeah. There's another one, wasn't there? Oh yeah, Yu-Gi-Oh's ban list problem. All right, we'll check this one out. All right, if he brings up Edison, I'm actually clicking off the video. No. He can bring up Edison as an example. I'm just saying. If he's
This is my video about Yu-Gi-Oh's ban list problem. So Yu-Gi-Oh, unlike most...
I'll be honest, the previous video, he just highlighted problems and like the solutions he presented were pretty like bare bones, so whatever. It's short. I didn't expect too much. So about what I expected.
Major card games has an absolutely massive ban list. I'm talking gargantuan. There are so many cards that are on the ban list.
Yeah,
these are
that is
only
true,
on the
yeah.
forbidden
This is
cards
insane.
You're literally not allowed to play with at all in the card game. This isn't mentioning the two different lists of limited and semi-limited cards,
Yeah,
which
yeah.
you're only allowed to play a limited number of. This combined with the fact that Yu-Gi-Oh has two
I don't
different
expect ban lists, especially TCG ban lists or OCG ban. I don't expect them to balance much. They usually hit things too late, or like after they've expended their usefulness.
ban lists. There's one for the TCG and also one for the OCG, and there's even a separate ban list for the cards in Master Duel, makes it extremely confusing. Because the ban list also houses the most powerful cards like Maxi or Appaloosa, it's totally up in the air when you go into one of the different versions of the card game, whether or not the card will be banned or legal or limited to some extent.
Dude, it was so annoying for me to keep track of the hits to purely between different what's it called, formats. So I just paid attention to Master Duel. It was too much for me.
Originally, this was because they were on different release schedules. Cards coming out in America came at a different time than the ones in Japan, meaning that the ban lists.
Yes, I don't think people realize these used to be unified. OCG and TCG used to be unified lists. I forgot when they split them up, which was, I don't know, it was, for me at the time, I was so upset. I was extremely upset. Because I think I was playing Heroes and they banned like Stratos in that ban list. But I understand that keeping them unified was a little silly. Because there was cards in the OCG that were released earlier in the OCG that saw play within the 9-month span that they would come to TCG, and then they got addressed in the OCG ban list. The one I think I remember is the big one I remember is Fire Fist of this guy, Brotherhood of the Fire Fist Rooster. This was a specific build in a Fire Fist in the OCG. It was called 3-axis. That's not real unified DVD. I'm actually true. The hardest part is probably sheer amount of reading you have to do and knowing when and what's in it. Yeah, exactly. That's why I was like, why did this guy bring hand traps? Because it's just, you're like, you have to do more reading and like make sure you're doing it right. This Rooster deck was only present in OCG. It came to TCG, but as soon as it came to TCG, the OCG ban list limited Rooster, I believe, and I think semi-tanky. So when this came to TCG, it was really silly. Like, people were kind of excited to play this version of Fire Fist, but I don't think it was unplayable, but I don't think it was represented as much as people expected. So it was really weird. They played like Horse Prince and I think the level 3, rank 3 or something. It was an interesting Fire Fist list, but yeah, this guy just came out limited in the TCG and we're just like, okay. Did they ban Maxi when they split? I forgot when they banned Max. No, but ban Maxi was like 2018 or something like that. 07, yeah, if you go blind, yeah. Definitely, yeah.
It's a Master Duel where there's a different number of cards that aren't released in the game quite yet. This only causes additional headaches because not only do they have different release schedules in terms of what cards are not only legal to be played, but actually in the game at a certain point, but it also causes different difficulties because of different philosophies between the ban lists. When a super powerful deck like Snake Eye comes out, maybe you need to ban versions of Snake Eye Ash or lower the number, but maybe you just need to completely ban extenders like Snake Eye Oak. Maybe it's the extension that you need to ban, cards like Lacrima that need to be banned after all the power in the TCG, and yet this card is still not banned in Master Duel. For what reason, it's hard to tell. In general, card games use their ban list
I'll let
as
that go.
somewhat
I'm not
problem
gonna.
solvers, taking older cards that may be broken, a card like Time Walker Magic or
I was
Prodigy
gonna bring up
Yu-Gi-Oh, and making them
Lacrima.
banned. Obviously, banning cards that are way too powerful for your game is the purpose of your ban list. But because Yu-Gi-Oh doesn't have any set rotation, super powerful decks like Snake Eyes or Kashtira really have no recourse in terms of stopping them other than banning the cards in the deck and putting them on the ban list. Because Yu-Gi-Oh doesn't have many meaningful ways to mitigate the power level of the cards they've already released into the game, the ban list gets used an absolute ton in Yu-Gi-Oh compared to any other card game on the market. And this is the main problem I want to talk about in this video. There's no formats in Yu-Gi-Oh, so a card that is maybe less powerful but very strong in a limited environment or a standard environment won't be printed or see any play. And because Yu-Gi-Oh also has no set rotation of their main format, super duper powerful decks that may dominate the metagame for a couple years will never ever go away unless they are dealt with in some fashion. This leads to the Yu-Gi-Oh designers, when they're faced with a deck that is way too powerful, really having only one of two options. They can either ban the deck and then make it so that way all the cards that you bought for that deck massively drop in price, as you are literally no longer allowed to play them, or you can not ban the deck and simply hope that players will find a way around playing the most powerful deck, or maybe a new card will be released that brings the power level of that deck down.
I just think of Snake Eyes.
Other ways.
Snake Eyes is like, to be fair, they haven't been hitting Snake Eyes directly, but it feels like that's the only solution to get rid of that deck. Like, they've done so much. They've limited Wanted. They banned Oak. They limited Snake Eye Ash. I think there's more. There's more. But like, I feel like you have to start what's called banning like actual cards in that in that deck. Yo, what's up, Yagarasu? Hello. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's been years and Snake Eye is still good. Okay, they finally banned Oak, and it's probably... But, like, I've seen players decide to switch to Snake Eyes because Lancia's in the format, and it becomes, like, unbearable to play Malice. Oh, yeah, we have limited OSS, and TCG banned OSS. That's true.
That Yu-Gi-Oh can mess with the cards. They can errata a card like Dark Magician of Chaos here, so that way it has a different line of text that isn't actually present on the card that you just kind of have to know. It's a really messy solution, but it does work for some cards where you need to add a once per turn, for example. I've also already mentioned...
They usually errata, like, iconic cards, though. I think Ancient Fairy Dragon... I don't know, this is speculation. I forgot where I heard this from, so don't take this as, like, fact or anything. But Ancient Fairy Dragon was banned for a while, and eventually got an errata. But, so the story goes, supposedly, it's an iconic card. And it should never have been banned in the first place. I don't know what convinced them to ban it. But it's one of the signer dragons from the anime. So, like, don't quote me on this, but there was, like... I think I heard it from YG.org, but I can't name who said it. But they said something like, oh, it's actually embarrassing that they had to ban Ancient Fairy Dragon. So that's usually what prompts an errata. I think. Erratas were a mistake and cards would never be errata. Okay, dude. I literally just list. Okay.
The limited / semi-limited list where you're allowed to play either one or two copies of a card. This isn't super useful, but can help lower the power level of a card like Zodiac Raptor here, which allows you to get another version of itself into play from the deck. If you can only have two copies of this card, you can't chain it to all three, getting an extra material, so it does have some meaningful impact on Yu-Gi-Oh, but doesn't really lower the power level of super duper powerful metagame cards like Maxi. I think it's pretty clear to see how this changes the game of Yu-Gi-Oh at a fundamental level because of the way they use the ban list on different decks in the game. Outside of the obvious bans where a deck is so far above the power level of everything else that it absolutely will have different aspects of it banned or limited in some extent to make the deck much weaker, all the cards in Yu-Gi-Oh, especially the ones you buy, are much less safe than in any other card game on the market. Whether or not a card like Kashtira Fenrir will end up getting banned or simply limited to one will not only massively change the price of the card being allowed to play with it in the game at all or not, but it will also change your ability to play perhaps your entire deck of Kashtiras if they ban the card or if the card gets only limited to a small amount. Not only can the fact that a deck is too powerful mean that it gets ripped out from underneath you and no longer be allowed to play, there are also changes that they make to the game as a whole that can also make it so that way cards can't be played anymore. Grinder Golem is my favorite example of this, a card that really saw no play and didn't really do anything, but if it was your favorite card, sorry, you can't play with it anymore because we just introduced links which completely break the card, meaning that cards that make basically any tokens on your side of the board are completely banned. This also leads to Yu-Gi-Oh having staples that have been banned in the game for the most time it's been allowed to be played coming off the list. A card like Harpy's Feather Duster may seem completely absurd to allow to be legal in the game of Yu-Gi-Oh, but you are literally allowed to play with Harpy's Feather Duster right now because of how powerful the game has gotten. The power creep of Yu-Gi-Oh is not only the most prevalent because of the fact that the game is naturally the fastest of all the major card games, but it's also even harder to stop because they have basically no tools in the toolkit to stop power creep from happening in Yu-Gi-Oh. This leads to Yu-Gi-Oh having a massive deluge of completely unplayable cards, more so than any other card game on the market. Standard metagame staples from the olden days, like Spirit Reaper or Reborn Tengu or Orcust Harp Horde, which may have been the top dog in their era, are still legal to play in the format, but are basically complete jokes because of the state of the power creep in the game. People in Yu-Gi-Oh! Argue that the fact that there are tons of unplayable cards that don't see any play is valuable because of the fact that there are cards that will end up seeing play from those olden days that are still powerful. But in general, the cards that end up lasting the test of time and can still see play in modern Yu-Gi-Oh! Even though they were printed a decade ago plus, are cards that are like Solemn Judgment, which literally apply to every single card in the entire game. Meaning that if you have a card like Solemn Judgment, you can literally stop any card from any point in Yu-Gi-Oh!'s entire history. So other than having a massive change to the way Yu-Gi-Oh! Is played at a fundamental level, these cards will always be playable. Outside of universal staples that you can put into any deck, almost every deck needs some sort of legacy support to become playable again, some piece put into the deck that makes it function at a modern Yu-Gi-Oh! Level. This also helps with the perception of Yu-Gi-Oh! Being the most volatile card game of all time. Sets will have massive swings, from being rampant power creep on set release, a new set coming out that you absolutely have to buy and completely redefines the way that Yu-Gi-Oh! Is played at a fundamental level, or a set will come out that has basically small to no meta impact, maybe adding a couple cards to a couple fringe niche playable decks, but not really doing anything to upset the top dogs released by previous power sets. And for those less playable, more niche decks outside of
the classic Cyberdark Impact.
Maybe
Okay.
something completely broken that redefines the way you play the archetype altogether, there's not really anything you can do to make your deck more playable. Having these massive swings means that if you buy into a deck and want to play it for a long time, you are at a huge risk of that deck not only being removed from the game due to the fact of power.
I don't think this is true. I think, like, okay, if you're like clueless about trends, then it's probably not obvious. But I think it's been pretty significant trend. Like most deck build packs have gotten like not circular level support, but like if it hasn't gotten support in a while, it's gonna eventually get support. But the problem is how long you have to wait. Like Dragon Maid's had to wait like more than like 4 years to finally get their next wave, and they're hinting at more. I think Vanquish still had to wait a bit longer, but like at least for the case, I don't think that it made them like it put them at risk of. Well, actually, for what's funny is Circular ended up getting banned in the TCG, but in Master Duel it's been free. So you new Miracle for the new what? You're missing some nouns. I don't know what new one. What's it called? But yeah, but that's just like a small thing. Deck build packs, like they follow that trend. But it is kind of funny Circuit got banned. The new we're already making judgments about this to add deck. Okay, every deck build pack that comes out, the same conversation happens. Literally 9 out of the 10 cards have been revealed. We don't know the 10th card. We also don't know the cross promotion support. We're already judging the deck already. This is like when people were like, "Oh, Adventure's so bad," and then we didn't know we were gonna get what's called Water Sorceress of the Temple, which changed everyone's perception. Let's just wait and see. All right, like we're already saying, "Oh, this deck needs a miracle." All it took for Adventure to like look playable was Water Sorceress on reveal. So I'm not going to entertain that at all. Like, or at least like we'll just, you need to wait and see. There's no reason to make a judgment about the deck right now. It's going to get more cross promotion from the next pack. It's probably going to get a free agent support. Probably won't, if it's good. If the deck's already good, then it probably won't need it. But they usually know what they're doing when it comes supporting those. So I just think that train of thought is really silly. We have to wait and see.
Creep and a new mechanic coming out that completely overwrites your deck altogether, but you also have to walk the fine line of not getting your deck banned, as if your legacy support is simply too powerful and gets banned from underneath you, you're back to the same problem of before of your deck being made in 2015 in 2025. And while the ban list in Yu-Gi-Oh! Causes all these problems, it's important, I think, to look at the other games' ban list to see the way they do it and why it's so much nicer to the other card games that are the big ones compared to Yu-Gi-Oh! Magic's most recent yearly ban list, for example, only banned 7 cards in Standard and didn't ban any cards in any of the other major played formats of Magic. Not only this, but Magic also explains the bans on the ban list down below in an article, meaning that you can understand the philosophy behind why they're banning things. This gives purpose to the ban list, meaning that you won't just have cards banned out from underneath you and wonder if the only reason they got banned is so that way you are forced to buy a new deck. Because of the set rotation and the multitude of formats that you're allowed to play in Magic, even if you looked at all of the bans in Standard right now and hated all of them for whatever reason, you still have many other formats that you can play that have remained completely unchanged, meaning that you probably haven't lost anything for many of the players in the game. If we look at the Pokemon side of things, we can see that Pokemon TCG basically never bans cards in the standard format. It's a massive rarity and almost never happens. By printing cards in a much safer way,
Pocket hasn't banned anything yet either.
You're not only going to damage your players' trust by banning their decks out from underneath them, but also you're not going to damage their game overall by printing a card that is way too powerful and that people feel wary on buying, whether or not it's going to get banned or not, and they're going to lose a ton of money from buying a playset of a super powerful card. This helps keep your metagame much more stable and take a lot less damage from the bans when they do happen. If there's a card that's a massive outlier, like Oko Thief of Crowns, for example, that you have to ban it, everyone can kind of understand that obviously a super powerful card like that is going to be banned. However, if you don't ban the cards in that sort of middle ground that are simply very powerful but may not be ban worthy, it is much easier for your players to not only buy into your game, but continue to play your game without the fear of their decks becoming unplayable. And this is the main problem with Yu-Gi-Oh's ban list, that the ban list is not for game balancing, keeping the game overall healthier and keeping powerful cards out of the metagame. It is for game design at a core. Because Yu-Gi-Oh! Has literally no options to rotate out cards that may mess with a new design that they're implementing or may mess with a new metagame deck they want to put into the card game, they have literally no other options, and the ban hammer remains the only choice for the game designers. This makes it so that way the game designers at Yu-Gi-Oh! Headquarters are massively punished for making large mistakes. Oh, we've decided that we no longer want to have generic negates in our card game. I guess you have to ban literally every single one of them printed into the game over the past few years. Oops, we decided that our game's about special summoning now. I guess we have to ban literally all of the cards in the game that say you can't special summon monsters because they can.
This happens for a lot of old floodgates, though.
Oh, you want to implement a new mechanic where you can use any monster to summon out a cool extra edge monster? I guess you better ban anything that revives itself.
Like for free. Something similar with pendulums, right? Oh, anti-spell fragrance still not banned. What the fuck? But yeah, anti-spell fragrance, like shut out pendulums. Like what the fuck? And then I was just like, I don't know if that was like intentional or like. Well, how would I describe it? I don't know what was going on behind the scenes, so I'm not gonna assume like they were stupid for not banning it. But like, no one could have predicted pendulums coming into the game, and at least no player would have predicted that. So it's so random that these old floodgates just come up. Skill Dream's still an issue. That card's fucking old. And TCG brought that shit back to 3. All right, let's not forget that. Okay, they might do some base bans, but they brought that shit back to 3.
Otherwise, that would literally be a played card in every single deck coming out for free and being used for link summoning. It's absurd, but a card like a Pointer of the Red Lotus, a complete joke for most of Yu-Gi-Oh's lifespan, is on the ban list right now because of the power of simply looking at your opponent's hand and removing one card for a single turn. You also have to pay 1/4 of your life points for the privilege. The amount of compounding issues that have been present in Yu-Gi-Oh! Over the years from the fact that their only solution to every single problem is just to ban the card really shows not only with the length of the number of cards on the ban list, but with the way that Yu-Gi-Oh! Actually deals with their cards that are either too powerful or cards that may have been designed in a way that isn't good.
It's funny he brought up life points for this, but there are actually people who be like, oh, pay 2,000 LP, that's too steep for me. They're actually like a common, it's a very common sentiment, so I'm not like surprised. He pointed that. Ban Arise when Dive Combat at 3. Oh yeah, that's true. They unbanned that stuff for tier. They're like, that ban list was so wild. They were just like, here you go. You can have counters to tier before we address tier.
What would you do to help mitigate this ban problem? Would you have more erratas, just heavily errata more cards, and then reprint them more often so you can get more errated versions?
You see, I don't even think they use erratas as a way to ban. I think they just, like, oh, here's an old iconic card that's been banned for like too long. It's very nostalgic. Let's errata it to bring it back. I think OCG does like one errata a year or something like that to pair with like, I forgot what it was like. It's like a promo card for one of their products. Like it's not valuable book, but something like that. It's kind of like expected. I forgot which month too. They introduced this one errata per year.
Card out there? Would you limit more cards, maybe put more cards on the limited and semi-limited list so it doesn't feel quite so bad when you get a card completely banned out from underneath you? Maybe there's some other solution that I'm not thinking of, because it's clear that this is a massive problem in Yu-Gi-Oh! In my mind, and I have absolutely no idea what I would do as a designer to try to dig myself out of the hole that Konami has put themselves in. Let me know in the comments down below if you guys have any ideas for how to help solve the banning issue present in Yu-Gi-Oh! Right now. Like and subscribe for more.
Alright, if someone in the comments says play Edison, I'm gonna crash out. Yeah, this is cool. I kind of like how Duel Links does their ban lists. It's pretty cool. Like, you basically put everything in a pool. Like, if you're in the limit 1 pool, you can only play 1 card out of all of those limited cards. This guy's so mad he used Orcus as an example. He's so mad. World's strongest Orcus defender. Bro, Orcus is perfectly fine right now. Harp Horror doesn't belong in the same conversation as most of the card pool. Stop. Oh my god. Stop talking about Orcus. Oh my god. Hey, I didn't get upset when he brought up circular, okay? I didn't get upset when he brought up circular. Let that sink in. Control F Edison? Okay, now that's straight up asking to get rage baited. Alright, fine. Alright, 0 matches. Okay, cool. We're rage bait avoided. Da 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 da. What the hell is this comment? He's like the one rationalizing why we play the game. This is like, I don't think you realize this whole thing's a rationalization. All right, bro. I feel pity for those fools. Meanwhile, I don't know what he decided to do instead of playing Yu-Gi-Oh, you know, but like okay, dude. I don't know what he's talking about because he's talking about magic. All right, all right. All right, let's back to Pokemon. Pocket. All right. Wait, hold on. I have the wrong. Bro, keep Harpor's name out of your mouth. Okay, that was kind of funny. All right, back to Pokemon. Dun, dun, dun. Dun, dun, dun. Okay. Oh, let's put on the music again. But Tika Grossa. Now I'm running to hella level 50s. Dun 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 dun. Da da da. What is his energy? I didn't pay attention to that. Fighting. Think I will dig for Leafeon. Okay, that's good. Eevee. I think I'll just sack this Eevee and then ramp up my Flareon, I think. Dun, dun. Dun, dun, dun. Look dangerous though. Wait, going second kind of sucks actually. If he hits heads, I get cooked. Let's just go hit him with the Mars. Hey, that's not good. If he gets heads, I'm giga cooked. Okay, Pokeball.
Research into Still Valley is not good. Honestly, Still Valley wins anyway. Oh, okay. He's attaching the wrong energy. Okay. I imagine he has Rare Candy then. Are you kidding me? He got heads? That's bad. I don't think I can tank a hit from research. I think we lost this one. Maybe I'm wrong though. Can bite. Okay, yeah, I'm fine with this. Yeah, okay, this is good. It's still an uphill battle, but we have Eevee back. So I think Cyrus plus Rare Candy plus Rampardos wins him the game. So maybe I should Eevee bag here. Honestly, he doesn't even have to have Cyrus. He could just attack. Yeah, I'll just Rare Candy, nice. Now I need Cyrus. Actually, the type null being to retreat is saving me. Sub arena? Yeah, you can take this. Do I collect? I could knock this out. This is not good. I need double Eevee bag to contest the Rampardos. If I use Eevee bag here, he just attacks and then... I don't know. Either way, I feel like I need double Eevee bag. Maybe I should have just collected more cards while this type null beat up on. Yeah, I don't know if this is right. I think I can sack the Eevee. Okay, I think I can sack the Eevee. Yeah. Okay. We can sack the Eevee. He just has to not have Cyrus in the next draw. I would appreciate you not having Cyrus. Yeah. Okay. Now we're cooking. Force Breath. I should have charged the Leafeon, I think. I guess he still revenge kills no matter what.
If he actually goes for the kill, I'm gonna be so surprised. Cyrus in the grip. No, he's just gonna retreat. Ah, okay. Mars, that's fine. Eevee bag. That's actually not bad. Oh, he didn't attack? Oh. I see. 130. We don't really have a way to... Giant cave. We're a point down. It can't be done, I think. Yeah, I don't think he'd be done. Fuck. Alright, whatever. I'll take the L. Alright, GG. Oh, I see Nif's offline. Did he make it to Master 1 with Malice? Last time I think before I started, he was Master 3. Darkrai. Okay, Leafeon will come in clutch. What's with this Darkrai deck? Doesn't this eat a lot of energy? Yeah, this would be fine. Nice. Hopefully he doesn't have a potion. So tempting to go into Flareon right now. I think I'll just go Sylveon.
can't go Leafeon. Okay, so next turn I have to have Flareon. Shit. I was trying to kill with Leafeon earlier, but that doesn't work. Okay, we clear Potion next turn. Repel. That's fine. Kind of. Red card. Sure. That's not. Oh, actually, that's huge. You got red. This is bad. Well, actually, yeah, it's solved if as soon as I use Eevee bag. Actually, okay. Oh, I didn't evolve the Eevee. Okay, that was a misplay then. Oopsie. Oh no, this is bad. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. I should have. Oh my gosh. Throwing. Oh my god, that was bad. I guess now there's no reason not to be afraid of Osiris. Or maybe I could have sacked the Eevee. But no, I mean, no matter what, Cyrus is coming. So he has to have Cyrus or Lusamine. Okay, if I have Eevee bag, that'll be a huge 5. So what's the chance I get? What's with the brain rot power creep? What do you mean? Like that brain rot? Orm? Maikete? You put Yu-Gi-Oh on the side to keep me entertained? Oh, bro, this is nothing. People keep asking about Subway Surfers. This is nothing. Come on. Maikete is kind of late though. Ray found about Maikete kind of late. I found that I found KBJ did that like Maitake. KBJ was on that for a while. This is badge. I don't have. Can you get some goon material on the side? Or I think we just die. Actually, not really, because it's really Lusamine that I'm worried about. If we draw into Sabrina, that would be nice. I don't have to think about my next turn. Alright, he Lusamine right now. Fuck. Yeah, I misplayed anyway. Is EX still running Pocket? No. I don't understand why he has Darkrai in his list. I actually don't know why he has. Well, Darkrai Tina is still good. It's not like the best deck anymore. The deck I'm playing is pretty strong. What's the other deck? Oricório's in the meta too. I think Charizard Sylveon is a thing. Charizard's still strong, which is kind of funny. But no, I don't know. I feel like Buzzwole. How could I forget Buzzwole? I think the introduction to Buzzwole, like, created a bad matchup for Darkrai, Giratina to respect. I think Solgaleo fell off though, but this ain't about. All right, Giratina, Snorlax, come on, bro, come on. Da, 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 da. Soga frauds. All right, that berry telegraph is crazy. BRB, yeah. Hopefully, hopefully you're fine. Dude, doing no damage to this early is kind of rough, but I have to respect Barry. Yep, Eevee bag. Cool. Yeah, Barry, sure. Yeah, if he's attacking, that means less energy on Giratina, so not too worried. Bro's still asleep. I don't think it matters that much though. I might get good. This fucking remix. No, he's awake. It doesn't matter. It's just for one turn. Like, if he draws double berry, I'll be sick. Grand. You're fucking joking. Aren't I dead? But hello, Mango Chan fan. He just revenge kills with. No, he doesn't. He doesn't. He's the one energy short. But I mean, he could just. Might get. Do I want to deal damage to this guy? I might as well actually, because then I can EV bag. Yeah, I can EV bag. Almar, dude, did he get super poly for his life savings? Nice. We're dead, I think. No matter what, he'll get to his 4th. He'll finally ramp up. What the fuck was that? Yeah, we get revenge killed. Shit. Actually, it was Leafeon, I think. I think I have to draw Giant Cape and pray. Man, it always feels like I'm 1 price short because maybe if I draw Sabrina. No, I don't think Sabrina's enough. Yeah. Actually, if I draw Sabrina, I win. Never mind. Yeah. Actually, I think hold. Wait, no, I don't think it's enough because I have to attach an energy. It has to be Giant Cape, then Sabrina, which I can't perform. Never mind, Sabrina's off the table. Bruh. Alright. I'm pretty sure I might have misplayed. Maybe it was the double berry that got me, but I also didn't anticipate double berry until it was too late. So I don't know. I don't know if I'm managing my... Maybe going the combination of going first and double berry. I don't know. I don't want to be like, oh, I got sacked. Especially when I'm learning this deck. But there's definitely something about the energy generation I feel like I'm missing. Voiceless Malice? I don't know, dude. Are we surprised though? Are we surprised though? Like the 4 was basically Math Malice, alright? Okay, it's a stupid Guzzle deck. Oh, I'm getting farmed by it. I think I just need to plan out my turns better with this deck. Yeah, it's a Guzzle deck. But we're going second, so that's nice. Double EV back, that's good. EB? If we get red carded, I'll be sick. Guzzlord. He's okay. This is his first energy. So I'll probably stick Eevee around until I decide to evolve. Team Rocket Grunt. Oh my god, that's obnoxious. Dude. Okay. Okay, we got the heads out of the way. Sure. So yeah, Nyx are attached and combust. And yeah. I think that is the way.